Hello friends, welcome back. This is Amit from Magnet, and today we are going to create this awesome concept art animation inside Element 3D. So first take a look what we are going to create today. So if you are new to this channel, I recommend you to check my videos and you will find so many videos related to Element 3D and some of the videos related to Unreal Engine 5. And if you like those videos, please do subscribe this channel and turn the notification on. And here is the name for those people who has already joined me as a member. So if you really want to support me, you can also join me as a member. So let's get started. So first we create a new composition for our scene. So create a new composition here and 10 seconds long is nice and hit OK. And then we create a solid for our element layer. So create a new solid and name this as element. And then hit OK. And come over this effects and presets and go to this video copilot and just click on this element. And we also use a HDRI map for the sky atmosphere. So here is the HDRI map that we are going to use as a sky atmosphere. So first we're going to drag this HDRI map into a new composition here. Okay, here is the composition, and then we go back to our main composition here. Let's close those previous compositions, and we drag this HDRI composition into our main composition here. Okay, and then we turn this eye switch off, and then go back to our element layer, go to the effect control here, and then go to the custom layers and go to this custom texture map and set to this HDRI map that we just put here. Okay. So now we're going to go to the scene setup here. So I downloaded all the assets from the Megascan library, and if you don't know that how you can download those Megascan assets for Element 3D, I have a dedicated tutorial on this. So the tutorial show up in the I button right now as well as in the description down below. And I am also gave all the model link in the description down below, so you can download this from there as well. So once you download all the models and install it in the Element 3D model directory, you will find your model here. So this is the magnet Quixel models here. So first we use the surface models for our scene. So here is those surface, that is the rocky ground. So just click, and those models are pre-textured, so you don't worry about the texturing. So these are the models here, and once you put your model, make sure that you turn on this optimize mesh option here. Okay, so let's put another one, but before we put another model, let's bring this model out from the group here, because we use those model as a replicators. So and also put those model in the group number 5 here. Okay, and then we use another ground model here, so just click here. Okay, and make sure that you choose this optimize mesh option here as well, and also do the same for this third one as well. Just click and it will import here, and click on this optimize mesh. Okay, and also we do one thing, that go to the normalize size option here, just click here, and also do the same for this one as well, and also do this. Okay, so in this way the all size of this model are identical, and we also put all the models in the group number 5, so make sure that. Okay, and then we hit OK. But before we hit OK, we're going to change our environment as well. So go to the environment switch here, and as you can know that we also assign a HDRI map for our environment. So just drop down this option and just click on here. Okay, and then hit OK. And also we create our sky atmosphere here. So for this we're going to create a sphere here. Okay, and we put this sphere into a group here. So inside this group there is the sphere, and now we're going to scale this up. So we scale this up to its maximum value, that is the 10,000. Okay, so now the sphere is and now you can see that the sphere is invisible because we are inside the sphere. So select this sphere, just expand this sphere properties and go to its material properties here, and then go here, that is this setting switch here, and then we go to the very bottom and there is an option called draw back face. So just turn this on. So here are we inside the sphere here. So now we're going to put the texture on this sphere. So that is the HDRI map that we just assigned here. So first we go to this diffuse channel and click on this drop down menu and just click here. Okay, and now we go down here and there is the option called diffuse color. We set it to 0 and also set the ambient color to 0, and as well as the glossiness, specular multiplier, as well as in the environment multiplier here. Okay, and then we go down here and go to this reflectivity. We change this to black, as well as the refraction we change this to black as well. Then we go to the illumination. We just turn this on switch, that is the use diffuse color. So in this way it uses the diffuse color as a illumination map. So just click here and then we increase this intensity to maybe 50%. Okay, just like this. So this is placed in the group number 1, but you can place this into group number 4. Okay, so now we're going to create a ocean surface for our scene. So here is the ocean obj sequence that I'm going to use as a ocean surface. So I'm also gave this download link in the description down below, so you can also get this ocean obj sequence from there. So just click. But you can see that it is imported inside this folder here, but we don't want this inside this folder, so we just click and drag it out from the group here. And you can see that it is also placed in the group number 4, but we don't want this into group number 4, so we change this to group number 3 here. Okay, so remember that the ocean surface is present in the group number 3 and all the rocky ground present in the group number 5. Okay, so now we're going to change some texture settings for this ocean surface. So just expand this ocean model here and go to its properties for the material. So first we go to the top here and we copy this diffusion texture here. Just copy this and then paste to its normal bump channel. Just paste it. Okay, but you can see that the bumpness is very high here, so you're going to change the amount down to maybe 2. Okay, so it creates a nice result. As well as we go into this here and we change this repetition value to maybe 2/2. Okay, and then hit OK. And then we come over here and go to this reflectivity. We change the reflectivity color to black and also increase the reflectivity amount. And then we also change this refraction color to black and also change the intensity to 100%. Okay, so now you can see that it creates a nice chrome like texture here. Okay, so we done for this ocean surface texture as well. So let's hit OK and make the scene. So here we are in After Effects again. So first we create a camera for our scene. So go to the layer, new, and create a camera. And 28mm look nice, and maybe we can create a nice wide angle scene. So maybe we can choose the 20mm and hit OK. So now we select our camera and select this camera tool here and just make a little bit of camera position here. So now we go to the element layer again and go to the group number 5 and go to the group number 3 here first. First we disable our ocean surface from here because our ocean surface assigned to the group number 3. Now we only focus on the group number 5, that is the rocky surface models here. Now we go to the group number 5 particle replicator here and then we go to the replicator shape. We change this to plane. Okay, and then we increase the particle count here just like this. Okay, and then we also increase this shape scale. Okay, so now you can see that it creates a nice bed of rocky surface here. Okay, and one thing we can do that, go to the particle look here and maybe we decrease the particle size and increase the particle size randomness little bit, not much. And then we go to the particle rotation here and go to the randomize angle and we just change the Y rotation randomization. Okay, just like this. And if you want more randomization here, you can change the random seed here. Okay, just like this, but we can set it to default here. Okay, so this is our rocky bed surface for our scene. Okay, but you can see that there are so many empty space here, but don't worry, we can fix this later. So now we go back to our group number 3 here, because group number 3 holds the ocean surface. So we just turn this on now, and you can see that the ocean surface here. So we also make a multiple copies of this ocean surface. So we go to the particle replicator here and change this to plane as well, and then we increase the count here. Okay, so now you can see that this looks something like this, and then we increase this scale shape here. Okay, but one thing we can do, that we going to the particle look here and change the particle size. I mean, decrease the particle size and make it very small in size here. Okay, and then we going to the particle count and increase the particle count here. Okay, just like this, and then we decrease the shape scale here. Okay, just like this. So now you can see that this is a nice bed of ocean surface here, and then we go to its position value, that is the position XY. We put it little higher here, and now you can see that it creates the nice scene here. Okay, so this look really amazing. So maybe you can increase the particle count to make a more dense rocky field here. So go to the group number 5 again and increase the particle count, but make sure that how much you can handle, and then go back to our ocean surface group here, that is the group number 3, and you can see that there is the junction. So we have to avoid the junction here. So how you can do this, just change the position here just like this. Okay, so it can hide those junction here, or you can do one thing, that you can just increase the scale shape here, make a big surface of ocean, and when you can see those gaps here, you can just increase the particle count here just like this. Okay, and we can also go to the group number 5 and randomize the size of those rocky beds, so it not look like identical here. So we go to this replicator effect, and then we go to the scatter option here. So the scatter option, and inside the particle replicator option here, so there is a scatter option, and we just increase the X scattering as well as the Z scattering here. Okay, just like this. So this creates a nice surface here, but maybe we want some of the rocky bed here, because we put the pillars here. So one thing we can do, that go to the scale XYZ size here, and we can decrease the Z scale like this. Okay, so here maybe, and also we change the X scale shape as well. So just like this. Okay, and also we scatter them up. Okay, and then we can randomize the seed to make a nice look here. So maybe this look amazing. Okay, so this is nice. So now we're going to put some distant mountains here. So for this, we go into the scene setup again. So for the mountain, I'm using my own mountain model pack, that is the mountain model pack version 1.0, and you can also get this mountain model pack for free, link in the description down below. So I hope you like this mountain model as well. So first we open this mountain model here, and we're going to use this one, that is the mountains 0011. So just select this one, and we place this mountain model into this group, and this group also hold this sky atmosphere here. So that is the mountain model, and you can see that the mountain model, the size of the mountain models are very high. So you can go to here, that is the normalized size, just click on here, and you can see that the actual size here. and you can see that the vertices and the faces are very high here. So we select our mountain model and go down here and just turn this optimize mesh option here. Okay, so there is the mountain model, and we can also check the optimize mesh for our ocean surface here. So select our ocean surface and select this optimize mesh as well. Okay, so now we go back to our mountain model here, and maybe we can increase the scale of the mountains. So we go to the top here and increase the scale. Okay, and then we put those mountain in the backside here. Okay, so now we can also increase the size of the mountain here as well. So now maybe we can create a surface of our scene. So we go to the create button here and click on this plane here, and then we increase the scale to its maximum, that is the 10,000. So it can fill up all the scene here, and now we put a material on this as well. So we use the same material that we use for this mountain here. So once you put your mountain here, the material also show up in this material section here. So just click and drag and drop to the surface here. So now we select our plane model here and go to this UV mapping here, and then we increase the repetition to maybe 20 by 20. Okay, so this will be our surface, and then we select our mountain model again and we duplicate this, and then we place it in here, and then also increase the scale as well, and then we can also rotate this. So you can toggle the rotation tool here by pressing E, or you can just click on here to toggle this gizmo here, and then we can rotate this, and also we duplicate it here. So it's all depends on you that how much a mountain you want in your background here. Okay, so let's see how it look like in the scene. So hit OK. So now you can see that it looks something like this. Use some light in our scene. So for this, go to the layer, create a new light for our scene. So we use a parallel light, and the intensity we can decide later. So now hit OK. So first we rotate our sky dome to our desired position. So how you can just move or rotate the sky here. So go to the element layer again, go to the scene setup, and then we select the sky atmosphere here, that is the sphere model here, and just right click and go to auxiliary animation and just set it to 1, and then we hit OK. Now we go to the group number 4 here and go to the auxiliary channel and go to the channel number 1, and then go to the rotation here and we rotate the sky here. Okay, just like this. And if you think that the sky light is too bright here, we can go down here and then go to the output and go to the illumination. We can decrease the intensity of the illumination channel. Okay, so now it look right maybe. And also we can put our sun in the background here. So we select our parallel light here and press P to bring the position values here, and we set this to 0 for this time being, and then we place our sun here. Okay, and we can check the guide layers for our scenes. So we can hit Ctrl Shift and H. So here is the light. Select this select tool here and select the light, and maybe we place our light here and also drag this anchor point here. And we can also change the Z position here just like this and place the light here. Okay, at the corner here. So this look amazing. Okay, so now we going to turn on some render settings here. So we select our element layer and then we go to the render settings here, and then we go to the shadows and just turn this on. Okay, so you can see that the shadow work here but not here. So we going to change the map size to maybe 4K here, and go to this parallel light option and increase the shadow size. Okay, so now you can see that the whole world interact with the shadows. And then we go to the fog option here, which is very important. So just expand this, and now we select some color from the scene here, maybe this one, and then we turn this on, and also we increase the opacity, not much, and also increase this start distance. Okay, so in this way we can also see the sky, but have a little bit of haze of fog here. Okay, so it creates a nice result here, but now we're going to fix the surface issue here. So for this we go into the group number 3, and we place our ocean model little back here, and also we increase the scale shape here just like this, and also increase the size just like this. Okay, and now again we increase the scale shape. Okay, and then we place it here until you reach your horizon here. Okay, and also increase the Z position here. Okay, so this look amazing. And then again also go to the scene setup here, and then select this surface here, this surface, and maybe we put it little down here, and then we hit OK. And now you can see that the issue of the horizon is gone. So it creates a nice result for our scene. Okay, so this is how you can build the scene, and you can also duplicate the mountain multiple times or here and there. So maybe we can do this now. So select the mountain here and duplicate the mountain and place it here, and also we can rotate it just like this, and then we hit OK. So now you can see that it also creates a nice result there. Okay, so this creates the scene. And now again we go to our render settings here, and then I go to the ambient occlusion and just enable this, and also increase the intensity maybe. Okay, so this is the scene. So now we go to the scene setup and create those pillars. So how I can put the pillars? So first we select those pillar model, and I'm also download those pillar model from the Megascan library. So you can download this from there, or you can just download all this bundle from the description down below. So that is the modular brick pillars kit. So click on this pillar here. So here is the pillar, and you can see that it's modular, because if you expand this and go to the mesh view here, you can see 3 of the meshes here, and you can change the position if you want. So you can change the position like this. Okay, and you can see that at the bottom here there is a little gap here. Okay, so you can see that there is a little gap, so we can also fix the gap. So for this we're going to select the top portion here and the middle portion here, and then we drag it down a little bit. Okay, just like this. So now you can fix this. Okay, and we also put a statue model here. So for this, let's find the statue model here. So here is the statue model here. So there is the statue. Just select this statue here, and here is the statue. So we place it here. First we decrease the scale of the statue like this. Okay, and we place the statue here. So now we going to select the statue as well as the pillar here and put it in a new folder here. Okay, just like this. So in this way we can move the statue and the pillar together. Okay, so now we going to duplicate this pillar into 2 more times to make a 3 copies of those pillars here. So select this group folder here and press Alt and hold the Alt key and just duplicate it here. Okay, and also do one more copy of this pillar here, just like this. And then we select the middle copy of the pillar here and place it little backward here. And then we select this one and press E to bring the rotation gizmo here and rotate it in this way. Okay, and then we copy the orientation of this here, just copy this value, and then we select the first copy here and then go to the orientation and just paste the value here, and then we put minus in the front of the value. Okay, so in this way it can face into this side. Okay, so now we select all the 3 copies here of the folder and then we put it in a new folder here. Okay, so here is the new folder, and then we put this new folder into a auxiliary channel number 2 here. Okay, so in this way we can reposition it after we go to our After Effects here. So we hit OK. So here is the pillars here. So you can see that the pillars are very big in size, but we fortunately place all those pillars in a specific auxiliary channel. So we go to the group number 4 and then we go to the auxiliary channel number 2 here, and first we decrease the scale of those pillars. Okay, just like this. Okay, and then we place here our camera, and you can see that we getting there. Okay, so here is the pillars. So now we can change the position of the pillars by changing the position here. So we go to the channel number 2, go to the Y position here, and we can dip it down those pillar little bit here. Okay, just like this, and you can see that it creates a nice result here. Okay, so you can also play around, and when you satisfy with the position you can lock this position. And also we go to the rotation here and we can rotate this as well. So now you can see that it creates a nice result to our scene. Okay, so this is our scene here. So now is the most interesting part, that we can create a nice ring of rocks around those pillars. So now we again go to the scene setup here, and we have our group number 1 and 2 empty right now. So we put the rock model to this slot, that is the group number 1 and 2, and the group number 1 will be a large size rock and the group number 2 will be the tiny size rock here. So I'm also use some Quixel Megascan model for the rock as well. So here is those rock model here. So that is the tundra boulders here, and we select those rock and we bring it out from the group here, and then we put it in the group number 1 as well as the group number 2 here. Okay, and also we use another one. So we select those rock and we put it in the group number 1 as well as group number 2 here, and we also use this one. So just select this and also put it in the group number 2 as well. And if you don't know that how you can put a single model into a multiple groups here, you can just press and hold the shift key here and just click on the group here, and it will select both of the groups for a single object here. Okay, so we have 3 kinds of rock here, and which is present in the group number 1 and 2, and now we hit OK here. Okay, so here is our rock. So first we go to the group number 1 and disable this, and then we go to the group number 2. Now we're working on the group number 2 only. So first we go to this particle replicator and change the replicator shape to ring. Okay, and then we go to the particle look here and we decrease the particle size very much down here, and also we increase the particle size randomness to 100%. Okay, and then we place our particle to the little top here, and then we increase the particle count here. Okay, so just like this, and you can see that it creates a nice ring-like structure. So now we go down here and you can see that the shape option here, and then we increase the layer to maybe 2, and then we decrease the layer offset. Okay, just like this. And also we can do one thing, that we go to the shape scale here and we increase the shape scale of those particles here or the ring here, and also we decrease the layer offset just like this. And then we go down here to the particle look here, and we also decrease the particle size little bit more here, make a very tiny particles here, and also we decrease the particle size randomness. Okay, so now we go to the scatter option here and we can scatter those particles. Okay, just like this. And then we also go to the particle rotation and then go to the rotation random, and we increase the random rotation of those particles. Okay, so now you can see that it creates a nice ring-like structure here, and then we increase the particle count here to create a more dense particle field here. Okay, just like this. So now you can see that it creates a nice particle ring here. Okay, so this look amazing. So now we're going to copy all the attributes here. So go to the group number 2 and then go to the group utilities and just copy all the attributes here. And then we go to the group number 1 here, and then we go to the group utilities and just paste all the value here. And now we going to create a more bigger size particle here. So for this, first we decrease the particle count here. So decrease the particle count like this, and then we go to the particle look and increase the particle size here. Okay, just like this, not much, just like this. And also we can increase the particle size randomness here, and then we go to the layer distribution here and we increase the distribution of the particles just like this. Okay, so now we have also some bigger particles as well as the small particles. So one thing we can do, that we go to the particle size and we decrease the particle size maybe, or maybe we increase it, and also we decrease the particle count here. Okay, just like this. But we go to the group number 2 here and we increase the small particle count size, I mean the numbers here. Okay, so this is all about the particle ring here. Now we going to animate the particle ring over time. So how we do this? So first we create a null object for our particles. So create a particle null object here, that is the group number 1 null object, and then we go to the group number 2 and create another null object for the group number 2 here. And here is that all those 2 null object, and then we link the group 2 null object to the group 1 null object here, and then select the group 1 null object and press R. And now we're going to align it in a certain angle by changing the orientation. So we go to the orientation here and we change the Z axis just like this. Okay, and then we're going to rotate it to its own axis. So for this we're going to rotate the Y rotation here. Okay, just like this. So now we're going to keyframe it, or maybe we put a simple expression here. So press Alt and hold the Alt key and just click on this stopwatch here, and then we type time times maybe 50. So let's see how it moving. Okay, now you can see that it moving, but maybe the moving speed is little too high, so we can decrease it by maybe 20. Let's see how it look like in. Okay, the speed look, I think in the speed is still too high, so we can change it to maybe 5. So let's see. So the speed is look appropriate. Okay, so now we can also rotate the particle to its self axis. So how we can do this? Just go to the element layer again, and then we group number 1, and then we go to the particle look and go to the particle rotation, and there is a random rotation, and we also put the same expression here. So we press and hold the Alt key and click on the stopwatch here, and then type time times maybe 40. So in this way the particles also self-rotate to its own axis. Okay, so also do the same expression for the group number 2 as well. So go to the group number 2, and then we go to the particle look, and then we go to this particle random rotation. Just press and hold the Alt key and click, and then we paste the same expression, or you can just type the same expression. But because the small particles rotate very fast, so we can put a higher number here. So maybe we put the 80. So let's see. Okay, so now you can see that it creates a nice result here. Okay, so this is all about the scene. So now the main question is how you can animate the camera to our scene. Okay, so for the camera animation, we select our camera tool here, and then we press A to bring the point of interest of the camera, and also press P to bring the position of the camera. And then we go to the very first frame here, and maybe we select our resolution to half here, and then we make a keyframe to this point of interest and the position as well. And then we go to the very end, that is the 10 seconds long time here, and we can push our camera to close to those pillars here. Okay, so it's very simple camera animation. Just make a little quick camera to close to these pillars here, and then we go back to our very first frame here, and then press R to bring the rotation values here, and we make a keyframe to the X rotation, and then we make the camera rotation at the beginning to face towards the surface here, and maybe we make this keyframe offset to the 2 seconds here, just like this. And then we go to the maybe 4 seconds here, and we again face the camera towards those pillars like this. Okay, and then we may select both of those keyframe and press F9 to ease those keyframe here. Okay, so let's see how it look like. So you can see that the camera faces down, and then it faces to the pillars here, but I think the movement of the camera is too fast, so I slow it down by moving the first keyframe here, just like this. Okay, so let's see. So now the speed look nice, or you can maybe slow it down a little bit more by changing this keyframe here. And also we can reset this keyframe easy ease value here, and then right click, and then go to the keyframe assistant, and just click on this easy ease in. Okay, so and then we can also rotate our camera in a certain degree to the Z rotation here. So maybe we make a keyframe here and rotate it like this, and then we go to the very end frame here, and then we can rotate back to its main axis, or maybe like this to this certain angle here. Okay, so it will create a nice result to the camera as well. And maybe we can put those rock into little higher here. So go to the group number 1 again and press P, and then we move those rock little higher here like this. Okay, so now this will be a single camera movement to the scene. Wow, you can see that it's really creates a nice camera animation to the scene, and you can see that those waters also look amazing, and those rock also gave a nice dimension to this scene. So this is all the trick about this scene. And also we can put a optical flare to the sun here. So for this, go to the layer, create a new solid here, and then we can name this as optical flare OF in shortcut and put it here. And then we go to the video copilot and go to the optical flares, and then we go to the option here, then go to the lights, and maybe we select this thing that is the evening sun, and we hit OK. And then come over here, that is the positioning mode, and the source type we can select our track light option here. And also we go to the use light intensity, we can disable this, and then we can decrease the scale as well as the brightness here. Okay, and then we go to its blending mode, we change this to additive. Okay, so now you can see that, wow, with the optical flare it also make a nice result to our scene. Okay, so this creates a nice result to our scene. So now is the main thing that we can create a quick color correction to our scene. So for this, go to the layer and create a new adjustment layer here, and then we go to the effect, and I'm using the magic bullet look effect here. So go to the looks, and then we go to the edit option here. Okay, so let's see which one will fit here. So those are really creates a nice result to our scene. So maybe this one look nice, and we can go to the tools here, and maybe we can put other LUTs. So we select this LUTs and put it here, and then maybe we can use, wow, those are nice LUTs. Okay, so this one look amazing to me, that the offspring, and we can use this. Okay, and then we hit this tick switch here. Okay, wow, you can see that it's really creates a nice result to our scene. And maybe we can create a curve effect here. So we go to the effect and go to the color correction and go to this curve effect here, and maybe we can brighten up our scene a little bit here. Okay, just like this. Okay, so now it look really amazing. Okay, so and also we can go to the camera and press AA to bring the camera options here, and we can turn on the depth of field. So we can just turn this on, and wow, with the depth of field it creates another nice dimension to our scene here. So maybe at the beginning we can focus on the ocean, so we can bring the focal distance really close to our camera here. We can see here, and now we can measure the camera focus. So put very close to the camera. So now you can see that it focuses on those rocks there. Okay, and make a keyframe here. So you go to the very beginning and make a keyframe here, and then also we move the keyframe here, and then when it look upward here, just like this, and we can move the initial keyframe here, and then we can change the focal distance to those pillars. Okay, and also make a easy keyframe here. So in this way it can also play with the camera depth of field position. Okay, so now it can focus on those pillars here. Okay, and but at the very end you can see that the focus also shift, so we can readjust this focus as well. So now you can see that it's focuses on those pillars, but you can see that the optical flare is not interact with the camera depth of field, so we can manually blur this. So we select our optical flare layer, go to the effect and go to the blur and sharpen, and I'm using this camera lens blur. So you can see that it initially creates a little bit of blur because the default value is 5. So you can increase this as well, and just like this. So now you can see that the optical flare also get blur because it is out from the focus. Okay, so this is all about this trick, and I hope you really get the idea that how I create this scene, and with a very soothing music it will create a nice vibe to our scene. Okay, so this is all about the scene, and you can also make another camera movement. So you can just duplicate this camera by pressing Ctrl D and then press U, and you can disable all this keyframe here. Okay, and also press A and disable this depth of field for this timing, and we can decrease the resolution to fasten our render here. So because I am also screen recording, so my PC can't handle it nicely, so we can get very close to the scene here, and very close to the scene here. Maybe we create another camera movement here, and then we can disable the optical flare for now. And also we go to the very first frame here, and then press A as well as the press Shift P to bring both of these parameters here, and make a keyframe here, and then go to the 5 seconds frame here, and then press N, and we can move the camera like this. Okay, and also press R to bring the rotation values, and we can rotate this into this angle and make a keyframe here, and then go to the very beginning and make another camera rotation here like this. Okay, and then we can also go to the light, and we can change the light position to make a interesting lighting here. Okay, and also we make a camera shake here. So press A to bring the point of interest, and alt click on the point of interest and type a small expression, that is the wiggle, and then those brackets, and maybe we put 1 comma 40 maybe. So let's see how it look like. So you can see that it goes to this direction, but maybe we can create a reverse direction to the camera. So press P to bring the position value as well, and we can just select both of the keyframe and drag it to this side, and also shift the keyframe here. So we just shift the keyframes, and let's see how it look like. So now you can see that the camera follow the rock movement only. Okay, and it also make a nice camera movement here, and maybe our camera shake is not that enough, so we can increase the camera shake position as well. So we change this to maybe 80. So let's see. So now you can see that it creates another nice camera movement here. So the camera movement is basically depends on your imagination, that where you want to put your cameras. I'm just showing you the ideas that how you can make dynamic camera movement to your scene. And you can also see the shadow is not working properly in some areas. So it because I'm using the shadow mapping, but if your GPU is powerful, you can use the ray trace shadow to make a proper shadow to your scene. Okay, so let's see. So this is another camera movement. So I think you get the idea that how you can create a nice camera movement to your scene as well. And now if you want, you can put the depth of field and also increase the aperture, and maybe you can zoom in a little bit here, and then you can decrease the focus distance to focus on the nearest rocks here. Okay, and then maybe we can go to the half resolution here. So now you can see that it creates a nice vibe to your scene. Okay, so but our small particle amount is very less, so we can go to our element layer again and go to the group number 1, or maybe the small particles are present in the group number 2. So go to the group number 2 and increase the particle count here. Maybe we can decrease the particle size. So we can decrease the particle size here. Okay, and also we can increase the layers of the particles. So make a more particles into the scene. Okay. So just like this. So this is the scene. So I hope you really enjoy this, and maybe we can go back to our main camera here. So we can disable our camera number 2, and also we can extend our time here, and let's see. And we also move our light, so we can reposition our light as well. And just like this, and also put it here. Okay, and also we move this, and also we turn on the optical flare. Okay, so this is all about the scene. So I hope you really get the idea that how I create this scene. So let's make a final ramp review, and if you want you can turn on the motion blur. So we go to the motion blur here and turn this on, and it also creates a smooth motion blur to your scene. So let's see how it look like with the final color correction with the optical flare and the motion blur. Okay, so this look really amazing. So it's a very long tutorial, and I go through all the process that I used to build this scene, and I also gave all the assets for free in the description down below, so you can get this from there. And I hope you really enjoy this, and if you make something like this you can also tag me with this. So this is all about this tutorial, and this is for today, and we will see in my next video. So till then, take care and bye bye.